Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lonnie Alexander Robinson Jr. It is 9:25, divine number, at on 2/25, 2015. I'm seeing divinity everywhere in the numbers, but the beautiful thing about today is today was the beginning of and Lauren Angeline Pierce, please introduce yourself for the history books.
This is Lauren Angeline Pierce coming live from Costa Rica. Um, so happy to be starting this new journey today, and I can't wait to touch others' lives and help enlighten others.
Okay, that's it. Like, beautiful, beautiful things have been happening, are happening, and will happen. But basically, it's kind of along the lines of everything that is happening in my life has happened and will happen is, I'll just be honest. And Lauren, in an effort for privacy and whatnot for this particular person, we're going to be changing the name from the
Okay.
name that she currently has to Mary. So her name is going to be, from now on, Mary. That's it. And
Who? Me?
oh, no, no, no. Your name is always going to be Lauren.
Oh, okay.
You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
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 yes.
yes, yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Because
Yeah.
I don't want to blast her name out there for history to see and whatnot. Just out of
Yes.
privacy and whatnot. But her spiritual name was actually Mary, so I'm going to be channeling that and everything like that. But basically, this is the beginning of a love story of a girl named Mary who came into a boy named Alexander's life, and she rocked his world. Like, she totally rocked my world. And basically, the thing about it is, whenever I met her, something changed inside myself because before I actually met her, the thing was, I made a decision at an Abraham Hicks workshop that I was going to follow my path, follow my purpose, my this, my that, no matter what. And I said to myself, hey, if the perfect woman is going to come into my life, then hey, she's going to come into my life. But almost an hour after I made that decision, this woman came into my life who, her name is Mary, and she ended up coming into my life in a particular way that, I have this idea that men impregnate women's bodies, but women impregnate men's minds. And in the moment that her and I touched for the first time, it was a magical thing because for the first time, I felt that I was just free to relax, free to be, free to express myself. And she would say things like, you have nothing to apologize for. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You are who you are. You're a beautiful being. Feel free to share your gifts around me. Feel free to share your gifts around the world. That's what this earth is calling us to do. It's calling us to share our gifts. It's calling us to share everything it is that we are as a human being and whatnot. It's calling us to be who it is that we're meant to be at our core, our soul. It's calling us to express, but not just express, but to be creative, to have fun, to laugh, to live, to love. It's calling us to do all those things. Now, there was a very interesting time period that just happened. I'm going to say for the past maybe about 10 or 11 days or so. I had this blissful period where I was like, okay, like her and I are going to start a family. Like, it's going to be beautiful. Like this, that, all these beautiful things. But something happened, and I just got a text message that read this. I hope you are well and experiencing manifestations of joy and well-being. Our first meeting indeed was a source of creation. Upon further reflection and deep listening to my interior cinema, I feel it best I continue this mortal walk in the direction I feel most called. I have divine appointments that compass a quiet terrain by myself. Your vibration and being are indeed powerful and abundant, yet you've shared your visions for the future, and they were built around components that I don't recognize with my heart. I realize my truth is not the same as you imagine. Moving forward, I invite a powerful friendship. I was like, at first, there was something inside my heart, which you would have thought that I would be heartbroken, but the funny thing is, tears are not exactly flowing out of my body and my mind yet. Yeah, I'm sure that there probably will, because there needs to be an energetic release. But the spiritual structure of me has completely shifted where, think about, there was a city in there was a city in Massachusetts, and I want to get it right. A shot heard round the world. Was it Lexington? Was it Concord? Okay. The battles of Lexington and Concord. Oh, yeah. It was both of those cities and whatnot. But basically, the thing about it is somebody shot somebody at, Concord or Lexington. It doesn't even matter who shot who, but there was a shot. There was a noise, something that was heard, something that shifted, something that was different. And basically, something before even the idea of, let's go back to, I'm going to transport myself back into history and look at exactly what happened. And the thing that I can see is before this shot happened, there was an idea of freedom, an idea of a world of what could be. And, America at the time was colonized by the British, and they weren't the UK back then. They were the English monarchy, so the crown. They were a colony of the crown and whatnot. But basically what happened was one person had an idea that was so deep and so profound, an idea of freedom, an idea of what the world could be. And basically what happened was they stood true to that vision up until the point that they were willing to die, up until the point that they were willing to sacrifice their entire life for what they believe and what they saw the world could be. And there's something that has happened inside myself where the universe is propelling me to a stage where I am ready to step into I have stepped, and I'm stepping further into my full divinity, my full power as a human being, but I'm not special. Having this Mary girl in my life, she really, I was like, oh, I'm this divine being, I'm great, I'm powerful, I'm all these different, no. Alexander Robinson is Alexander Robinson. My full name is Lonnie Alexander Robinson Jr. I am who I am, I'm a human being, but more than anything, I'm a divine being. And we're all divine beings, and most importantly, it's up to us to essentially, truly, and fully step into our divine beingness no matter what. Because the interesting thing was, even though Mary and I met about 10 days ago, we only hung out about twice. You would think that if you meet like your twin flame or the perfect person for you, that you are supposed to, you're supposed to hang out all the time, that you're supposed to go straight to the sack and start romping like left, right, 24/7. No. The funny thing was, I say that we had a one-day honeymoon period where we were just awestruck by one another. But after that, the thing was, I got this inspiration to do God's work, because whenever Mary manifested in my life, it's not because I was looking for her, but rather I was looking for the kingdom of God within myself. I had decided that I was going to follow my path, my purpose, no matter what, whether the woman came or not. It just happened to be that an hour later, the perfect woman for me came, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all, because in the past 10 days, which is very interesting, the past 10 days that all of this has happened, I've had visions of what the world could be. And even though these visions don't have the detailed steps, it's almost as if though I've unlocked a code. I've seen something that cannot be unseen. I've heard something that cannot be unheard. I felt something that cannot be unfelt. And basically what happened was, up until this point, I was sleeping. And maybe unconscious. Maybe I was hitting that pinnacle of consciousness, but up until this moment, I was sleeping. And somebody took a gun to my heart, and they filled it with love. They didn't take a bullet and shoot me in the heart. They filled it with love and compassion, because the thing about Mary is that the things that I saw in her were things that I saw the world could be. I saw them learning languages in 3 weeks, becoming native in them in 3 months, every child being able to play piano. She had a daughter, a 7-year-old daughter, by the name of, I'm trying to think of a code name, because privacy is very important. And give me a second, real quick. What's a W name?
Winona.
Winona. Let me see. Top, because this is top female W names. Baby girl names that start with, I will know it the second that I see it. Okay. Willow, Wanda, Willa, Winona, Wyoming, Wyan, Wesley. Actually, Wesley. And give me a minute, because I want to figure out what the etymology of Wesley is. Because it's a very, very powerful.
Wesleyan?
Wesleyan, yeah, Wesleyan. Wesley and etymology. Etymology is the word origin of something like this. The founder of Methodism. Okay, well, Wesley etymology. And thank you for your patience, because this is going to happen like quite a bit, where it's just like, because this word is very, very important. She had a daughter by the name of Wesley, and energetic, masculine, brave, and assertive. That's, yeah, West Meadow. Okay. But it's basically like, yeah. You know, we're gonna Wesleyan. we're gonna take that word and we're gonna recoin it. That's funny.
Okay.
We're gonna completely start something, because, like I said, I'm getting words from the future which are happening from like 10 years from now, and basically what's happening is I'm completely redefining the dictionary in its own way. I'm like Webster. I'm like Noah Webster, but I'm like writing the dictionary as it comes. So all these W names are like redefining the future. But, you know, W-E, that's like a letter of truth. The letter of W in my mind is, the letter V is a letter of truth, but W is like double truth, because it's double V's, or two U's technically, but depending on how you write it, it's two V's.
Yes.
The thing about, you know, I saw, you know, Mary's 7-year-old daughter, Wesley, had this aura about her, this innocence of what the world could be and how everything could be in its own way. And basically what I mean by that is this. I saw things through Wesley about what the future is going to be like for our children's education system. It's not going to be you sit in a classroom. And it's not going to be homeschooling either. People are going to be world schooled. People are going to be schooled throughout the world.
World schooled, yeah.
Exactly. You know, instead of taking a field trip down the street to the zoo, no, we're going to have flying cars, or, you know, subsonic aircraft, or supersonic aircraft, probably like double supersonic aircraft that can transport us to Africa. And actually, you know, I'm seeing like we're going to have like not telepathy, but teleportation devices and whatnot, where we can take matter from one place to another. And it's basically, you know, everything that we've ever seen in Star Trek, everything we've ever seen in Star Wars is a collective energy.
I bet the technology is probably already there.
The technology,
the ideas, are like so many hundreds of years behind technology.
Exactly.
Because of greed.
Exactly. Well, you know, we can just put it this way: unconsciousness. That's the best way to put it. We are where we are because of unconsciousness. And the thing about it is, whenever I met Mary, she said, "I will follow you basically until the ends of the earth," with her vibration. That's what she was saying on some level. But something happened, and she had a mind. Something happened in the mind. Her heart was in the right place. She felt it. She felt, you know, all these different things. The earth was saying, yes, this is exactly what I want. But the surface, the mind, all these different things, all these things that we've created, these structures, are preventing the ideas, the sources of divinity and whatnot to come to the... Basically, there's all this divine energy out there, but there's a block between the core of the earth. Technically, it's a block that's on the crust of the earth, but the crust is 20 miles... Well, actually, it's the entire dirt of the earth. So basically everything until the core. Basically, we have a lot of digging to do. We have a lot of digging to do.
Yes.
Because as much as I realized, even though in my life, as I wanted to have Mary come into my life instantly, I had some changes that had to be done. Even me as a divine being, or so powerful, so great, creating all this money, this, all that stuff, I realized I had change to do. And the thing about it is, first, it had to begin with myself. But as I started changing myself, so did the world. I started seeing things. I started seeing numbers, shapes, forms, you know, all these things that were completely different. But basically, Gandhi said it properly. And I'm going to make a side note about technology in a minute. But he said, be the change you want to see in the world.
Yes.
But let's talk about movies and Hollywood and all these different things. Just like you said something very important, Lauren. And whenever you feel like speaking, just speak, because it's inspiration speaking from you. And I don't want you to feel as if though, First of all, you have nothing to be ashamed of. You have nothing to be afraid of. Share your gifts freely. Share your words freely with the world. Share them unabashedly, unapologetically. Share them with full force of the universe and everything like that. Just know that whenever you speak, there is no, oh, that was stupid. No, that's what the world taught you. Up until this point, that's what the world taught you. We're breaking this mental conditioning. We're breaking all these different things, which are basically along the lines of we're changing the world by changing ourselves, but changing our thoughts, changing the way we speak. I'm not saying swear words for the next 40 days. And the less I say swear words, the more easier it is for me to get messages from the universe. Because, collective energies and whatnot, think about the effort.
You're right, what you were saying before about all that stuff, about the history and the baggage that's associated with those words. So
exactly.
Hilbert
There's
called
baggage.
me out about that, like, because I'm always like, fuck. And he's like, no, don't, that's really negative and like just a bad vibration.
Yeah, exactly. And, the funny thing about this is I'm trying to explain what it is I'm seeing to men and whatnot. Some men get it. Those men who are connected, I know at least one who's really connected, but most men, we're going to do a polarity shift of the entire earth, of the entire universe. But right now it's time for women to rise up, and it's time for women to step into their full power. Because men control the earth, but men are not supposed to control the earth. They're supposed to control the cosmos. They're supposed to get ideas. And, these are just my interpretations right now. Of course, they will change over time.
Yeah.
But women are the rulers of the earth. Beyonce has the song, "Who Run the World, Girls?" My persuasion can build a nation. Yep. Basically, I have this inspiration right now. The persuasion of one particular woman by the name of Mary has influenced me to build an entire nation. But we're getting to the point where there's no longer men, there's no longer women. There has to be a balance between the two.
Yes.
An easy balance where men and women can step into any role. And right now we have this polarity of North Pole, South Pole, men, women, all this different stuff. Men are supposed to make the money. Women are supposed to stay home. No. We're gonna shift it a little bit, and we're gonna switch it up and give women full permission. You have nothing to be ashamed of. If a woman wants to make money, if a woman wants to build Legos, if a woman wants to do something or be something, have whatever it is that she wants, she can have it.
Yes.
Unapologetically, unashamed, everything like that. Women have full right and full capability to perform the same way. Now, listen, our physical structures, a man is physically built different than a woman, but that's not to say that a woman cannot perform as mentally well as a man can, or
Oh, absolutely not.
yeah. Because below the surface, I think even biologists or whoever does DNA, they said that we're 99.98% the same, pretty much, something like that. It's just that 0.2 is the difference between the XX chromatid at the end of it and the XY chromatid. So just that little X. But that's funny because let's take an X and let's take a Y. And it's just that little ding-a-ling at the end of it is the only difference. Just like with men, the only difference is that they have a little ding-a-ling at the end of their.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they think men. There used to be a collective consciousness among men, but it's changing right now where we're becoming balanced. But there used to be an old consciousness saying that because men have a little ding-a-ling that can shoot things out that control women, because whenever a woman has a baby, she's grounded to the earth. Like mothers are very grounded, women are very grounded, but especially whenever a mother has a baby is so angelic, a baby is so divine. Angeline, Lauren Angeline, talking about angels right now. Babies are so angelic. They're so connected to the divine. So whenever a mother has a baby, she wants to stop everything for a period of a day, a week, or what. She wants to connect with earth to bring her baby to earth, because a baby is a gift from the heavens, and it arrives through the birth canal, through the vagina and whatnot. And whenever a woman pushes out a baby, it's a very magical experience. I'm going to have tons of babies. I'm going to have tons of women in my life because I'm floating on this level where it's like I see the entire cosmos and everything like that. But there's nothing wrong with having, I want to have multiple wives. I want to have multiple babies with multiple, like King Solomon. But here's the funny thing. Whenever a woman has a baby, see, she should have some type of man in her life who's able to bring the cosmos, who's able to bring meteorites and meteors and energy from the cosmos. Because, let's take sperm, for example, and it's a recyclable process. And I'll mention this. Every time that we recycle, it's a beautiful thing because basically we're staying true to the earth. Did you know, Lauren, that if you recycle bottles, you will make more money? Why? Because you'll feel good. You'll be in harmony with yourself, with everything it is that you have.
I have all my bottles waiting to be recycled.
Exactly.
I still reuse them and stuff, yeah.
Exactly. Because as we, the reason I say you'll make more money is because as you get into truth and order with the entire universe, especially with the earth, the earth will in turn grant you opportunities and resources to ascend into into divinity. But let's take a mother and her child. Whenever a mother has a child, we have so many single mothers, and my heart goes out to all these single mothers because the thing about it is basically, give me a second, touch me. Whenever you see me going like that, just
I can't see you. Remember, you're not on camera.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you. I'll tell you when to touch me. Thank you.
Okay.
And for all the people who are watching that, whenever I ask Lauren to touch me, basically what it is sometimes I go so far up into heaven where I need that grounding energy, just like a mother. So hey mommy, bring me back down to earth.
I got you.
I got you, baby boy. I love it. But the thing about it is, it's just kind of along the lines. And by the way, everybody who's watching it, Lauren is like one of my best friends. She's going to be accompanying me on this life path. She's currently building her kingdom, but she's a perfect example of a queen who is ready to begin right now, right here, right now, because she's been reaching out to me saying like, hey, we need to talk. And I've been busy doing my thing, but it took a very specific moment in time, a very divine alignment in time, for us to get to where we are right now. And basically I said, hey, this is what I'm feeling you're supposed to do, Lauren. Are you down for it? She's like, yes. And the beautiful thing about you, Lauren, and this is so beautiful because there's so many women like you out there, they're free. They're willing to say yes. They're willing to go unabashedly for everything it is that, they're experiencing and whatnot. But even more so, I just want you to know that everything it is that you're doing in your life is perfect. It's perfect, whole, and complete as it is. But you and yourself, you are the world, Lauren. I had Mary, who was a representation of what the old world, was. Because here's the thing: she works in a very male-dominated field, and the thing about this specific field is she works in the field of law and whatnot, and it's very male-dominated. But think about it: there's so much disorder, there's so much fighting, there's so much this, there's so much that. Think about war. War is dominated pretty much by men and whatnot. You see men with swords fighting and whatnot, but law is not supposed to. Well, first of all, the law field should actually not really exist, kind of. But because we should have our own internal order. We should have our own internal laws. We should follow the laws of the earth. We should follow the laws of the universe, as opposed to touch me. We should follow the laws of the earth and the universe, basically along the lines of whatever feels best for us, not what a man says with his mind, not with what somebody says is able to be done in that way. But you get what I'm saying about that, Lauren? You understand. Yeah. Men have been rulers, but the thing about men is that men and mind are almost synonymous. You can only make so many laws with the mind that will accompany. It's basically, I believe in 4 levels, starting from the bottom, moving to the top: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. Up until this point, we've been on a deep mental. We had cavemen, we had these, dark, I'm going to say maybe the Dark Ages. That's whenever history started to begin, written history. The physical history, we started building things, we started doing this. It began with caveman, but it's always an evolution. It's always an evolution. We don't have revolutions, because revolutions implies a circle. You have your car, it has RPM, revolutions per minute. You can start at the top of the circle, but no matter how fast you spin, no matter how great your idea is, if you're starting a revolution, it's going to be you're going to end up in the same way. You can have 1,000 revolutions per minute or 6,000 revolutions per minute, but you're going to end up in the same place no matter what. So we're not going to have revolutions anymore. We're going to have evolutions. Because think about evolution, the concept of Darwinism and evolution on Earth. Basically, there was water. There was an amoeba that formed from consciousness, from divine consciousness, which eventually was sustained by the resources of the Earth. And give me a second. These resources were shared with the earth and whatnot, and basically what kind of happened is, how can I put it? Nature sustained life in a particular way, in a particular fashion, in a particular manner that basically made it so that life could grow. Right now, we aren't going through revolutions, we're going through evolutions, where we're about to have think about what it was like before we had fish consciousness, fish human beings and whatnot. We'll just call them fish beings. Is that Hilberth?
Yeah, that was Hilbert.
Tell him I say hey, and that we're having like a life-changing conversation right now. Hola, hola, hola,
Oh,
hola.
he can't hear you.
Oh, okay, hola.
Here, put your ear in.
Temporary pause. Hola,
Hello,
hola,
Alex.
mi amigo. ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, ¿usted?
Estoy muy contento, estoy muy feliz, mi vida es perfecto. So yes.
Esa es la actitud, man. Vi un video suyo ya hace tiempo, he visto unos videos que me enseñó Lauren.
Yes, I do not speak Spanish that well to understand, but hey, I'm getting there.
I saw some videos of you.
Ah,
Told me a while ago.
nice. I hope you like them because
Yeah, they are very inspiring. I like it
Nice.
so much.
I love
Gotta
it.
go. Nice to meet you, man.
Cheers, mucho gusto, mi amigo.
All right.
Adios.
Do you need this now? Are you on break? Okay. Hey, Alexander.
Yeah,
So Hilbert's in the middle of his training right now, and his
yeah.
computer.
He needs a computer.
So I'm gonna make lunch real quick. I'm sorry to cut it
You go
short.
be a woman. Hey, listen. I'm sorry. You cut that out. There's nothing to be apologetic for. There's
Okay.
nothing to be ashamed
Right,
for
you're
taking
right.
care of your man. Yo, be the woman you're meant to be. Go make that man a sandwich. Go make that man a sandwich.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the typing classes.
Yeah.
I got my notebook here for things that I'm gonna get. Because I'm
Yeah.
gonna walk to the store to get all this stuff since I'm not gonna have my computer to be productive.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get the green composition notebook, the rubber bands, the whiteboard.
Yeah.
I got highlighters and stuff.
And another thing too, green. Get as many green things as you can because right now we're going through a period of the earth where green is flourishing again. Green is
Okay.
money, green is plants. We're changing the world, but green is the physical color.
Okay.
Red is the emotional color, which we'll move to later. Blue is the mental color. White, purity, is spirit and whatnot. But green is good, okay?
Oh, excuse me. Yes. So green. Anything else?
Yeah. You get whatever you feel inspires you. And here's the thing, inspired spending. Whenever you spin with inspiration, like, oh, I wasn't planning on getting that, but I feel like getting that. Follow your heart. Follow your bliss. Green chakra is the heart chakra. Whatever your heart inspires you to get, green, then get it. Even if it doesn't make sense, just get it, just for fun. And you'll realize that as you buy.
Oh, I do this all the time. Yeah.
Oh, I know you do, Miss Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, I have
But
to
listen.
tell you something real quick.
Okay, yeah.
So, you know that Zumba dance really lights up
I'm listening.
my soul?
I had to get water, but keep talking. I'm listening.
The Zumba dance, it just does something to me. It gets the thoughts flowing. Well, I just found out that there's free Zumba classes here in this town, literally like steps away from my door.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start doing that.
That's beautiful. Listen, I absolutely love it. Listen, you have a beautiful, beautiful day.
Thank you. You too. I'm gonna be productive.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm just gonna learn how to type fast so I can pretty
Yep.
much telescribe what you say.
Yes. Pretty much. Like, yep. And you're gonna be great at it. You're gonna be awesome at it. And I'll
Okay,
show you.
and you will need me to be available because I'm pretty much available like whenever.
Yeah, I love it. Like, there's
You know?
nothing wrong with being available all the time because we're basically, I'm like connected 24/7.
Yeah.
So either you'll find me or I'll find you, but we'll find each other whenever we need to do something. But just
Okay.
know this. I'm going to give you a blessing right now. You know, I'm shooting energy into your heart, actually all your entire chakras, but yeah, welcome it. Financial abundance is coming your way. Financial abundance is entering your life. And just know that a deep spiritual shift has already occurred. That's why you are where you are in your life. You're on the cusp. You know, we have Mary, who is an example of mental structures which are still in place because she's still in that field of, you know, the heart, whenever the mind is in control, it also blocks the heart, which ends up blocking the body from doing physical things. But the spirit is always ready. It's just you have an open mind. And as you have an open mind, Lauren, so is your heart open, so is your body open. So
Yeah.
just know that you are perfect, you're whole, you are complete as you are. And I just want you to know that everything's going to be okay.
Thank
So,
you. I agree. And
Go make
you're
that
gonna-
sandwich, girl. Yeah. Go be a woman.
I love it.
Okay. Listen, I'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, I'll see you. Bye-bye.